Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Happy Labor Day.
Oh, should probably do it.
The Matt boys are being naughty.
We're being bad boys
Bad
today.
boys today. Today's the bad.
Uh-oh.
Bad boys.
Bad boys.
It's hard to lose it, right? It's like when
Yeah.
you lose it, it's like it's hard to bring it back. I gotta look up what my email password is, so I could log in.
Mr. Gonzo.
Oh, man.
We got a little screwdriver.
gonna be
here,
a
Rich
day.
and I. Here, Rich. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my god, definitely cheers.
Definitely cheers. We're having screwdrivers.
I made us a couple of lovely drinks.
Let me mix this. This
Little-
is a little too...
Oh, I didn't mix it. Yeah, I just.
All right. MG wishes he was here. I know he does.
I do. I
know
do
you
wish
I know
was
you do.
here.
And we wish you were here too.
Why? Because he can have a sip of that and just trash the place.
Like last time. What's Wolverine's move in Marvel vs. Rapid Berserker?
His Berserker Barrage.
Berserker Barrage. Yeah, that's what he does. He just does a Berserker Barrage.
Puts a bunch of forks in his hands and just like starts running around your house.
That poor child was murdered by John Moxley last night.
He totally killed a teenager. It looks like an adult is murdering a teenager right
Dude,
now.
he's a sophomore in high school. What are you doing? All right. Yo, who wants to see my shorts?
Oh, hell yeah.
See it? Hold on. Let me go to Rich first.
They're fascinating today.
Look at these. Look at these shorts.
Wow. Those look comfortable, though. I got to
They
say.
are.
No undies, right?
Andy, baby.
No undies, right?
Never. No undies.
No undies.
Jockstrap, but backwards.
Sorry.
All right. Yo, this is my Hamptons Andy look.
Oh, gee.
Hamptons. Are we going to the Hamptons today?
Yeah, we're good, dude. That's the whole
Are we just going to abandon everybody and go to the Hamptons?
Bob says no black. No black today. Rich is wearing black.
I'm wearing black. He was making fun of me for
Bob's
wearing
gonna
black
be
at
here
the
in a
beach.
few.
Oh,
He's
awesome.
coming.
Ooh, 2 days in a row?
Yeah, he's invited. He's invited to
Bless up.
Deacon's. It's Deacon's
Oh.
birthday, everybody.
Today's a party day, huh?
Yeah, why are you saying that so contemptuously?
Oh, it's a party
Because
day.
I'm not there.
It's a party day, huh, guys?
All
Listen,
right.
Mr. Gon. Listen, every day's a party day.
It's a party day. What did I scream before we started the show? What was that?
Oh, I forgot.
Trumpism?
They got both good people on both sides. No.
No, Sierra. Do you know Sierra?
Oh, yeah, the
you guys
shield?
have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
This has become a thing now where Rich just calls me as Trump.
But he's wrestling. He's a wrestling fan.
He's a huge wrestling
He's
fan.
a big wrestling fan.
He shouts
And-
out wrestling names.
Sierra.
He does it in our
Hotel,
chat
India. I love India.
Echo Larry David.
Oh, they put a fat one.
That was what it was.
But it turns into George.
It does.
Jerry, they put a fat on me.
Ooh, $1.99, Bachelor 3,000. Happy Labor Day, my hoochie mamas. We are a couple of hoochie mamas.
We haven't even started the show. All right, let's start this. We have a lot of serious stuff to talk
I
about.
know. Is
lot
it
of
serious?
things.
though?
Serious satellite radio.
Is it?
That's all we're going to talk
Guys,
about.
we're going to be on Sirius XM going forward. We've also been dropping. I feel like my Casey Kasem is going underappreciated.
Oh, you know what? It has been. It has been very underappreciated. I'm on the beta of Mac OS,
Uh-huh.
and it's such a piece of shit
Mm-hmm.
where Siri keeps popping up
Oh, okay.
over and over again. All right. They put a fat one on me. The supreme leader. Yo, Issa, have you seen my shorts?
Oh, he's
There's no fighting with these on. Who wears... Look at these things. I'm like a 70s gym instructor. Yo, Issa's my favorite person in professional wrestling media. Nobody tops Issa.
I was actually talking.
Why are you laughing in Spanish, Richard?
I can't function today. This I can give you an hour.
What's Kiki Kiki Kiki? Who does Kiki Kiki Kiki? Is that the Brazilians?
I think it's the same thing.
Oh.
All right, all in pre. Am I in the right notes?
All right. Who does Kiki
Dude,
Kiki? Is it
I
the
shared
Koreans
them
or the
on-
Brazilians?
It's
Someone
also
has
in
to
our
know
group
this.
chat.
Can you email me?
Issa's a gem.
Oh, she's great.
Can you-
I was actually mentioned her.
Scroll up in the group chat.
I'm a gem too. Do you know what
Rich.
kind of gem I am?
Oh, big ruby.
No, wrong one. A sapphire.
Sorry. No, MG, can you email me the thing,
The
please?
big
I'm not
ruby.
gonna go
I
into
haven't
the
done
chat.
that in years.
It's in our group chat. Just
No, I
do
know.
that.
Email it to me. I'm asking you as a friend to email it to me.
Oh, jeez. Got it. Okay.
Can I start the show?
Yeah, start the show.
Go
Sorry.
for it. Go
Sorry.
for it. I'll get him this.
It seems like Mr. Gonzo woke up this morning going, I hope nobody asks me to email anything.
Do we have to talk about wrestling today? Can we just like goof off?
We just bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? It's Labor Day. You know, we work hard. We work hard all year round.
You work very hard. I don't.
Well, I'm saying on the show. We work very hard on the
Yeah.
show. And this is our one day off.
You saw what my mother-in-law got me?
I think you should oh, that's fun.
You know what he says when you push it?
I don't want to know.
I'm not a racist.
10-inch
God.
penis.
Look at these guys.
Ooh, that's awesome. Those
Yeah.
are fun.
She got these for me.
You go to sleep with them? Are you going to get tucked in with Hogan later?
All the time. You know, you want to hear a great story about Eileen?
Yeah, please.
So I was wearing my Macho Man shirt with the glasses.
Yeah.
And she thought it said Black Man
Oh.
for some reason.
Oh,
She was
boy.
asking me why my shirt says Black Man.
Uh-huh.
I was like, it says Macho Man. I was like, what made you think it says Black Man? And he said the sunglasses. I'm like,
Oh.
why? He goes, I don't know.
That's interesting.
It's like, okay.
That's really interesting. All right. Are these the notes from September 1st?
These are the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. I found them in my email.
Yeah, no, 9-4. It says.
9-4. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Oh, I know why, because the title is 9-1. All right, I'm changing it 9-4.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Episode 471.
Wow.
And that is with all the times we have not done a show. We would be probably at like 600 now, right? Well, let's figure that out. We started in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
the show. The show's been going on for 13 years?
God bless.
It's obscene.
I know.
I think we got
Eerie
older and
silence.
more ridiculous. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what happened to us.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
became
yeah.
cartoons of ourselves.
I'm cool with that. I'm
Me
fine
too.
with that.
All right. Issa,
Mm.
what are you doing today? Are you in the States? Come over. If not, get on a plane.
Yeah, Issa, come if you're in New York, come and hang out.
We're having a party in Bayside. Who started the stream? There it is.
Are you still in Puerto Rico?
Mm.
Is that how they say it?
Mhm. Puerto Rico?
You know how to do it.
That's it. Puerto Rico?
All right.
More like Puerto Rico.
More like
Right,
Puerto
Andrew?
Rico, am I right?
I
favorite
think
place
I
to
think
go.
one more button needs to be open.
Okay.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. There we go.
This is going to be a show, folks.
Here we go. This is for Kyle in the chat.
Ooh,
Ready?
Keenan Evans, $4.99. Top 3 X-Men. Go.
Top 3 X-Men?
Top 3 X-Men.
Oh, perfect.
Go
you
for
ready?
it. Go.
Wolverine.
Agreed.
Okay. Love him. Best.
Okay.
Cable. No, I'm sorry. Bishop.
Okay.
Bishop.
Ooh, Bishop.
Number 2. Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
Are we going heels also, or just a babyface?
I think babyface.
Babyfaces. Okay. I'm gonna go with Phoenix.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go my man Cyclops.
Fuck Cyclops.
Oh, I love Cyclops. I'm a big Cyclops
He's
guy.
such a he's a cuck.
Yeah, I don't. Well, all right.
He's a cuck to Mr. Sinister.
They
He's a
all,
cuck to Wolverine.
You haven't been reading X-Men in the last few years. They all F now.
They're all effing.
They're all effing. Cyclops, Wolverine, and Beast.
Cyclops, Wolverine, and Beast.
Beast currently is a war criminal.
You know who
though.
else I love? Psylocke.
Big Psylocke fan.
Oh, you don't even know.
90s X-Men.
I told my wife the other day, I have a thing, okay? It's not weird, okay?
Mhm,
Not like a weird thing, but I find like my spidey senses go off when I see a very high cut one piece.
Oh yeah.
With just like enough butt showing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think that's Psylocke. I was telling Justice. I'm like, I think I'm affected by like
We're.
animated pornography in the X-Men comic books.
I think it's because we're kids of the 90s and we became teens in the 90s, right? So those high
Oh yeah.
like
do it for me.
one pieces.
Yeah, they do it for
You
me.
know,
I would wear one if I could.
I think you could. I think you get away with it.
Issa, can I pull it off? All right, let's do this. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, camera on me. I'm gonna hit record. This is gonna be a fun fucking show. I'm telling everybody, get fucking hyped.
And
It's
get
10:46 a.m. on the East Coast.
and get wasted.
All right. I haven't even. I just took 2 sips of it. You know what it is? My TRT. I put it on like 30 minutes before you came,
And you're like, oh yeah, didn't you? Yeah, you
Here it
mentioned.
is.
Yeah.
and it puts me in a rage,
Oh no.
but a positive rage,
Okay, you get like
like
hyped up.
against the machine.
You get hyped up.
Yeah, I get hyped. All right. Let's
Not
do
my
Alright.
kind of rage.
Not your
No.
internalized rage. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zeri, and I'm joined by the Rage Against the Machine, Rich Stambolian.
Ooh, F you, I won't do what you tell me.
But they do now.
They do now.
They do now. I thought it was hysterical that during their concerts, like right after the pandemic, they're like, comply and put those masks on.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, F the system.
Yeah, it's listen, when you got a couple of bucks in your pocket,
Very easy to comply.
Yeah.
Guys, this show is all about professional wrestling. A lot of stuff going on. We deleted the show because we had kind of anticipated something was happening.
Yeah.
And I did not think it was going to happen on Saturday. I thought it would happen on Friday afternoon or evening. But we got word that CM Punk was terminated Saturday afternoon. Rich, you want to go into this? I want to start the show off with this because this has become... I mean, I just don't understand how this happened again.
So there's a lot of like, I'm sure you do too. I hate talking about this at this point, and like this guy and like whatever's happening with Phil, Uncle Phil. So CM Punk gets fired on Saturday.
Not Phil from Press.
Not Phil from Press.
Okay.
That guy, saw him yesterday too. CM Punk gets fired on Saturday, right?
Saturday,
this Saturday, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, however you want to look at it. Right, a week ago.
Yeah.
He apparently had an incident with Jack Perry at All In London. Now, the incident was said to be under investigation, in which he could have possibly choked out Jack Perry before he went on to his match with Samoa Joe. Now, Jack Perry looked at the camera at one point, used real glass, and said something like, "That's real glass, baby," or some shit like that.
No, he said, go cry about it.
Oh, okay.
Cry Me a River was the name.
Cry Me a River.
Some nonsense, right? And then apparently Punk took exception to it. This is all like hearsay. We weren't there. And Jack Perry bumped into him, or Punk bumped into him on purpose. They scuffled. There was a little bit of a brawl. Punk choked out Jack Perry.
Well, we don't know if he choked him out.
Right. So this is
all hearsay.
All hearsay.
And go ahead. What I spoke to somebody in AEW, and he said that Dave's account was the closest to what happened in the Observer, whatever Dave's account was, which I think MG has it if you could pull it up, but. Yeah, like you said, Jack said his line. He's coming out. He finished his match. He's walking in the back. Punk is in Gorilla. Joe is in Gorilla. Tony Khan is in Gorilla. Everybody's there. Production, everybody. And Punk says something like, "You got a problem with me," or whatever the words were. And Jack said something like, "Hey, just getting heat," or whatever Jack said. And like they got into each other's face, and he pie-faced them.
Punk pie-faced him.
Punk pie-faced him, and then Jack came at him, and then there was some sort of something. Somebody grabbed somebody, and that was it. It was very quick. Like, it wasn't like...
It seems like it.
It had to... Somebody said to me it had to have been, like, less than 30 seconds, the whole thing. But here's where it gets nutty, okay?
He's ready to go. He's ready to go backstage, just like, you want a piece?
You want to go?
You want a piece of me?
Listen, man, it is terrible. It really is.
Well, there's that extra to that, is that apparently now the report is that CM Punk lunged at Tony Khan.
And that is true.
Okay. But now Tony Khan said he feared for his life, right? I think he said that.
He did. He said never, ever in the past has he ever feared for his life or that he was in danger.
Did CM Punk lunge at this guy like Homer Simpson? Like trying to choke Bart. Like that's just like, like imagine seeing somebody just coming, regardless if the guy works for you. Imagine you're at work and somebody you work with just like starts coming at your neck. That's what I think of when I think of a lunge.
Like, like one of those.
Like
So Dave kind of like added more to it. He said a lunge was him being very conservative with the word.
Okay.
So I think he just went berserk. And, like, Tony is not an aggressive guy.
No.
Like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And whether or not he was, like, lunging to hit him or, like, he lost total control. Listen, man, this is a pattern now, right?
Wild.
Now this is a pattern. And I find it interesting that he was so offended by Jack. You know, like considering he comes from that generation of shooting.
Right.
You know, like everything is a little blurred between the lines, and you talk about reality-based stuff, and you talk about this stuff. So he refused to do his match. That was one part. He was quitting, and Joe talked to him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Joe said, but Joe went out there, and you know what? That is a locker room leader.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
A professional. Kudos to him. And Jack is indefinitely suspended still.
Yeah.
Because I think there is still blame put on him. I was told, everybody was told to like stop that shit, and he didn't. So,
hey, listen,
it happened.
Good for his character.
But the anger towards Jack is so bizarre because they weren't in a program. This is all because he wanted to do the same exact spot they did at All In is what he wanted to do to be taken off TV because he was supposed to be off the week prior anyway. And apparently Tony Schiavone had asked Punk to speak to him. Did you hear that report?
I did not hear that.
Anybody else hear that? And I guess that's when it went bad. But listen, like, is that the hill you want to die on? And it was. That is the hill he died on.
It's wild. It's pretty nuts, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, again, I'm kind of over talking about the guy, but I'm still like thinking about whatever this lunge was. Now I imagine Tony up against the wall or somewhere, and Punk did one of those things where he goes to punch him, but he punches the wall behind him.
Who did?
Like Punk, right?
Well, what's his name did that? Brody King.
Okay.
In anger from what happened, he punched the wall.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So who knows, man? Like, there's also a lot, as is with wrestling. There's also a lot of folks who are like, "This is a work," blah blah blah. You know, I don't think so. I think this guy's done. Unless, like, if it was a work, they could have done something on Saturday or yesterday. Or yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Like saying, like, because I think we're spoiled by weird shit in wrestling, right? So I think the work thing made people think of like Summer of Punk. Like they're doing another Summer of Punk where this guy shows up in the crowd at the end of All In and challenges MJF or some shit, you know, wearing like a hoodie or something, you know, like, I don't work here, but you still have my belt, like, kind of thing, you know? Now, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen. So this is where we're at. Tony puts out a press release on Friday. On Saturday. Then Saturday's show opens with a Tony Khan video, essentially addressing what happened. People are asking why he did that. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's a legal thing.
Yeah.
The words he used are all legalese.
Yeah.
This is them protecting themselves as to, listen, he fired him with cause. Whenever you fire someone with cause or without cause, they could become a legal issue. I'm sure Punk wants to get paid.
Right.
This is now going to become a legal problem. And that was them getting ahead of it.
Absolutely. Also, in a weird coincidence, I do feel like this is gonna make this is gonna lead to Edge.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't know. But if you were going to replace him with somebody, isn't Edge the guy?
Exactly.
Edge's value goes up even more now. I don't know what Edge is going to do. He's 48 years old.
Yeah.
How much are you going to pay him? How much can he do? Is he worth as a special attraction? You know, and that was the thing about Punk, and this is what I was saying before. I'm like, if this guy has an issue getting along with everybody, right? Why isn't he being used as an attraction?
Right.
Bring him in every couple months. He does a major program with somebody big or like a dream match. You don't put the title on him. And that's what he does.
Well,
but apparently that's what he was doing. He was out for 8 months. He was out for this many months, and this is him being a special attraction, and it's failing
by happenstance, right? By getting injured and by getting suspended. Now, could this be one of those classic WWE style firings where Tony was like, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to let you go for like 6 months, but at Double or Nothing, you're the Joker or whatever, you know," and then he'll come back.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be one of those situations? Like when WWE fired
no.
Daniel Bryan for choking out Justin Roberts.
No, this is totally different. He's done. And I spoke to people in WWE, and I don't think he's very welcome there either right now.
Well, wasn't there a thing that came out about him and Regal?
Yeah, and that's a true story.
Okay.
And so on Twitter, it was buzzing. People were asking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cassidy Haynes did it, right?
Yes.
Let me see. Let me find this story here.
While you do that, James is listening while he's hitting his legs.
Yeah, at bodyslam.net. So Cassidy put the story out, and there was a lot of, like, people were writing, I think it was Rover on Twitter wrote, like, when is someone going to finally talk about what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And on Regal's first day in the company, Punk and him got into it, and he, like, essentially called him Hunter's stooge.
No, wasn't it Punk's first day and Regal was there?
No, I think it was Regal's first day. CM Punk time in AEW here. Let me find the story here. MG, do you have it?
Yeah. Well, I got the tweet. He didn't really put it in. I got the story that sends to.
Okay, here we go. Multiple sources have. Thank you. Terrible. Multiple sources have confirmed to me details.
Thank you, terrible.
Terrible. Detailed to me about an incident that took place between CM Punk and William Regal, which occurred when Regal made his AEW debut. In the altercation between the two, Punk refused to shake Regal's hand. Is that
That's how we do it.
Yeah. He refused to shake Regal's hand, and would then get in the legend's face, telling him that he did. Oh, there's Cassidy.
There we go.
Telling him that he didn't like him and he didn't trust him, and that Regal was a stooge for Hunter.
Oh boy.
Like, and you know what? That explains a lot of stuff that I heard from certain people in that company. I didn't know about this. I knew that there was something that happened.
Yeah.
With Regal on his first day there. I didn't know this was it. Interesting.
But he went out, you know what? He went out with a bang. Regal.
He was never going to stay there. But
no.
I think, that I think a lot of it is also, I think he was always going to go to WWE.
Yeah.
But this is not just Regal and Punk complaining about this. There's a lot of people that do not like constructive criticism.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to hear it.
Yep.
And I don't, may have been some instances like that.
Who knows, man? Like, this is like nutty. This is really nutty. I feel like this is leading up to like a Dark Side of the Ring. This will be a future Dark Side of the Ring. The Dark Side of the Ring CM Punk story. And
the
then,
rise and fall of CM Punk?
And then everybody and their mother will be on that talking shit about the guy. Guaranteed.
Can you imagine if AEW and WWE collaborate on a project? This would be the one. If they were ever to collaborate on anything in any point of history, it is about the rise and fall of CM Punk.
I feel like Triple H would be like, yeah, let's do it.
Him and Hunter, Vince, and
Tony
just sitting there.
And I think Jericho has to be involved somehow.
Yeah, and then the fucking guy bit him.
I have a question on this.
Yeah.
Do you think we are going to see a rebuttal from CM Punk, kind of like the Colt Cabana podcast thing, where he just goes off?
I'm sure he has some non-disparagement NDA signed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would love that kayfabe commentaries with Oliver.
Oh,
Sean
my
Oliver.
God, yeah.
Of him and Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Just booking his year.
You know what's also funny about this stuff is like he really does move the needle, And I think whenever this stuff happens, especially with CM Punk, a lot of the legends come out of the woodwork and they're like, never liked the guy.
Listen, it's so easy to say that in hindsight.
Exactly.
Like I said this on Observer last night.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a corporate training, the school of it is management's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so easy to put the blame on your staff, right?
Right.
If you are a strong manager, you could articulate to people what you need done. I'm not saying that Tony's not a strong manager. I think Tony has never dealt with people like this.
Yeah.
In the professional wrestling is a very paranoid business.
Oh, yeah.
Conniving and paranoid. The origins of the entire industry is from the carny workers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tony's dealt with people like this.
And he's not a carny.
Huh?
And Tony's not a carny.
I don't know about that.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe he grew into being a carny.
Maybe a little bit. I think he needs to grow a mustache like his dad.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what's next for Tony.
All right.
Heel Tony Khan needs to have this.
The twirling mustache.
Yeah.
Do you think John Taffer could help?
I think they need John Taffer there. Yeah.
To just yell at everybody and be like, "You can't blame your staff for what's happening. Listen, I was created in a lab. I was created in a lab by a man who wanted to play God. Now you gotta fix your issues with your staff."
Yeah, that's what we need.
He's a Frankenstein. That's
Who? John Taffer? Yeah, John Taffer is a Frankenstein. So listen, now here's the story. Punk is gone.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I never address my public, like my personal feelings on this because I don't know CM Punk. I have no idea what he deals with. Right?
Right, yeah.
But I do know that he definitely did not want to be there at that point.
Didn't he say, like Dante from Clerks, didn't he say, "I hate it here"? Some shit?
I hate it here.
I'm not supposed to be here today.
But you know what? There was problems from this first, like his return.
Yeah.
I don't know if we spoke about it, but, Collision gets announced. He refuses to show up for the tapings, for like the vignettes.
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't in that commercial. And he wasn't at the upfront. He wasn't a focal piece of the upfronts because he decided that he was going to play a card. And it got very close to not happening.
Got to protect your character, brother.
And that was the first time that people at WBD were like, what the fuck? What is this? And then he came back. And there were problems immediately. Is it the curse of the wrestler? Where you hit a certain point of popularity where now you're just engulfed in this, I got to protect myself, and you think everything is a negative.
Yeah,
it's that Bret Hart syndrome.
Like when you're in an echo chamber and it's just like, pumping through your brain, like they're out to get me, they're out to get me, they're out to get me.
But it happens to all of them, right? Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Steve Austin.
Sean's was the best one because you kind of not to say like we get joy out of it, but Sean, you saw him unravel, and then had the wherewithal to take a break for 4 years and come back like better than effing ever,
Yeah. Listen, man, Punk took 7 years off, and he there's no, I guess I'll say, there's really no difference on his behavior in AEW than there was in WWE.
Right.
Okay. At that time, that was the only livelihood he had, and there wasn't a second option.
Right.
You never had that option in the back of your head that, like, well, if I leave here, I could go somewhere else and make the same money. I'm not saying that WWE will take him, but at least maybe a little bit of that is playing in his head that, I am bigger than this.
Yeah.
And I could go somewhere else. I don't know. He loves wrestling, dude. The guy loves wrestling.
You know what?
I just don't think he likes people.
I don't think he likes people either. That's fine though. I think it might be this is. I'm not saying this is what this is, but to me, like whenever I look at this stuff, it makes me think of like not so much bitterness, right? But a little bit of contempt, right? And we talk about this every so often. We're like how AEW, like at one point they drained the indies, right?
Yeah.
And then they put these guys on TV, right? There could be a little contempt from the guy who's like, listen, I had to fight tooth and nail
to get to where
I am, and you guys don't know nothing about that, right? So he may be backstage and it's a different planet for him, and people maybe don't want to hear what his advice is because he's been so removed from the business. And that's the kind of thing that would get to you.
Well, listen, it's the same thing as all the old timers, right? Yeah. Like this is a story that you always hear. The young kids don't want to listen to you. They don't understand wrestling. That was his big problem, where a lot of people did not want to listen to him and they gave him advice. And I get that aspect, but you also have to realize that when he was coming up in wrestling, what were they saying to him? Harley Race embraced him, but I mean, how many other talent? This is a guy. I mean, if you really, I remember hearing about CM Punk in like 2002, right? It was that Eddie Guerrero match that really set him off the map.
When Eddie got fired,
Eddie was fired. Ray wasn't there yet, and they had this 3-way in IWA Mid-South. I remember going on the message boards and hearing about this CM Punk guy. I had not seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was maybe like late 01, maybe before the Eddie stuff. And people were talking about him like he was the next guy.
Yeah.
And he was described as like, I just did not see that man with the description of how great he was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like visually. Because remember, everybody was still gigantic.
Oh,
not
yeah.
to take away that CM Punk was not fantastic in the indies. Like he awakened the independent wrestling scene.
That match particular too, because Eddie was still like large.
He was Eddie.
Like top heavy,
Yeah.
you know?
So he gets the job there, and Hunter looks at him, and a whole lot of other people. It wasn't just Hunter and Sean. They're like, this is him.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't think he's good. Listen, what was he supposed to do then?
Right.
Fight them?
Right.
Like the people in the key position are telling you, like, okay, we need to do something here. This is not going to work on TV. You know what? He proved those people wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay? He did. He proved those people wrong totally. So it's a little hypocritical that he's going to these younger talent, whoever, if it is Jungle Boy or whatever, and he's saying, don't do those spot, kid. It doesn't make sense here.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, he got over on doing things that did not make sense to anybody.
Right.
The guy came out in basketball shorts from Modell's, and he wrestled like that on the independents for years, and it did not matter because he was so good.
I also think it's one of those things, absolutely, where he influenced a whole generation of people, right? Yeah, for sure. Like, oh, I can be myself, and I can cop an attitude, and I can do good work, and have good in-ring and good mic skills, you know? Like, Kevin Steen, I think, was heavily influenced by Punk to a certain extent.
I think a lot of people were.
A lot of
Listen,
yeah.
He was a breath of fresh air in that point, because what were the indies before 2000?
It was all Jeff Hardy's.
No, not even.
Oh, that's right. No, before 2000? Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
like, obviously, there are people that really made it out from the independents, and they became big names, right? But for the most part, growing up, for me and for Rich, the independents were where the old timers went to get $125 at some high school gym. That's what independent wrestling was.
Or guys who were like gym rats who learned to take bumps, you know?
There wasn't a lot of them.
But there would be guys who would be like, oh, it's like Johnny Queensboy versus Gangrel, you know? Like that guy, you know? Like, oh, yeah, he works at the gas station, you know?
That's what it was. And before Punk, before Danielson, before that entire generation of fantastic wrestlers, there really wasn't much to the independent scene. You know, he revitalized it. That early ROH, a lot of that stuff. IWA Mid-South, Ring of Honor, Jersey Pro.
I always wondered why there was no initial WWE interest in Samoa Joe. Or maybe there was, and he signed with TNA. Because, like, Joe's run in TNA was, up until, like, whatever collapse happened, was amazing, you know?
But when would Joe have worked for them? The way that, you know, he works.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, when would that have been? You know, what if he went in like John Cena time? Would they have painted him up like Umaga?
You know what? Probably. They probably would have made him like some kind of like
Samoan whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think he benefited from it. I think he had a great career, and he's in a key position, and I think they loved him in WWE. They just didn't want to. I think the schedule was much, and I think they didn't want to strap it to him with a guy that's injured.
I also think when Joe signed eventually, they were probably like, where have you been all our life?
Oh, yeah. He's so good.
And then, like, he got hurt, and they were like, sorry, dude. You know? It's interesting because, like, off camera, like, you see stuff about Punk, and you're like, oh, he's a nice guy. Like, his speech at the Cauliflower Alley Club was very heartwarming.
Yeah.
You know, he talked about Bray, he talked about Piper and Rose and Tracy Smothers and Harley Race, you know? And, like, it was a very heartfelt, like, acceptance, you know? It's just weird that this stuff, it just seems like he, again, this is my perspective, the guy could have just been a disgruntled employee.
Everywhere, though.
Yeah, everywhere. Where it's like, this does not fit what I thought it was going to be, et cetera, et cetera. But he also has the wherewithal to be like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just going to say what I say and do what I do and not play politics, and then I'm done. You know, I'm out of here.
I don't know. So, is this the last we see of him in professional wrestling?
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say no?
I'm going to say no.
Maybe he does something. Maybe he doesn't. I'm sure he's going to want an avenue to say what he wants to say in a way that's not going to get him sued. You know, I don't know if WWE would want him.
Number 30 next year's Rumble.
I think he's going to end up in doing MMA commentary, and that's going to be the extent.
Yeah, he loves that stuff, and that's good for him. He loves that, and it seems like that doesn't enrage him as much as professional wrestling does.
Maybe CM Punk at the Tokyo Dome.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
is he a maybe
Punk versus Naito?
You also got to remember how old he is. You got to remember
how old is he?
46,
29.
29.
He's 46. Yeah, so I mean, you don't. It's Punk's that much older than me.
Yeah, I think he's like 46.
I'm gonna double check. Yeah,
I don't think he's 46. 44.
That was close.
Yeah, born 78.
Bob Rowe says roids, opioids, and excessive drinking can make people really paranoid.
But you see, I think that's the problem. He doesn't drink or do drugs.
So there's no edge.
He's straight edge.
He's just on the edge.
He's just on the edge. So listen, I hope whatever this is, nobody wanted this to happen. I'm not on Team AEW versus Team Punk. I think it's just tragic. And it hurts the industry, and this was something to celebrate his return, and he could have been a great fixture on this TV show for a long time. And even after everything, they still let him have his title, and they called him the real world's champion. I mean, this man is a linear world heavyweight champion, right?
Absolutely.
He's never lost that title.
Nope. He's still world champ.
He's still
wherever
world
he
champ.
goes. So here's an interesting thing, too. Like, I do feel like, again, we don't know, but I do feel like probably before last night's show, Tony was like, fuck, like, this might not go well as far as the crowd is concerned, because
but it did.
Their guy ain't here, but it did. And that kind of shows. So when Punk got fired, people were saying, that's it. AEW's over. It's done, right? That crowd last night, great crowd. A couple of CM Punk chants, but that's it. And they were into the entire show.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's go into it.
Let's go into it. Good segue.
Started off with 0 Hour. Great segue, Rich. Hey, guys, do us a favor. Before we continue on with the results of the show, follow us on Twitter at Andrew Zarian, BTC Rich for Rich, Mattman Podcast. And what's yours, Gonzo?
Hello.
At 2 Fight Forever.
I'm telling you, it's latency, but it's in his noggin.
I think he's got the latency.
Yes,
yeah,
it
he has
was.
about 750. I could count it too. It's about 750 milliseconds of a latency.
It's like you keep whenever we're talking, he shuts the engine off instead of keeping it warm.
Yeah. It's like at the light. You know those engines that turn off?
Yeah. Did you get enough sleep last night, Mr. Gonzo? Or were you barking at the moon all night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, what a great show. I'm gonna rip my shirt off. I had 2 sips of Four Loko. I'm ready to get effing wild.
Hangman Page won the 20-man over the budget battle royal. It went to a charity of the winner's choosing.
Awesome.
And it went to the Chicago school system, $50,000.
Very cool.
Very cool. Willow, Sky Blue, and Sheeta defeated Athena, Diamante, and Mercedes Martinez with Billy Starks.
Okay.
Billy was supposed to be on this card, and I guess she could not get cleared yet.
Yeah.
So that's why this is what we got. The Acclaimed with Daddy Ass and Rodzilla Dennis Rodman looking like an Anunnaki. That man is an Anunnaki. That is the descendants of our overlords from the planet Nibura.
Yep.
That man is 3,050 years old.
I believe it.
He comes from the earth. They just summon him.
Uh-huh. I believe it.
The Worm was back at the United Center. They defeated Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh with Karen Jarrett, and Sanjay Dutt to retain the AEW Trios title. Dennis Rodman hit Satnam Singh with the guitar. Last night he hit Jarrett with the.
Let me say something.
Yeah, please.
Did you pop when Jarrett was trying to say that? Hey, man, we're still NWO for life.
I know, that was great.
Without saying it, like he couldn't say it, and he's like, "Hey, we were for life at one point." Right?
At one point, we were lifers in that thing. And then Dennis Rodman did the "I love you." I don't know.
Wild,
dude. He looked great, Dennis. He sounded great. I mean, this is the best I've seen Dennis.
He's not that old.
He's 60.
Yeah, he's not that old. Honestly, like I would have if Tony Khan freaked out. I feel like he could have gotten Jordan to show up.
Well, I know what they paid Dennis.
Yeah?
How much do you think they paid Dennis?
What? That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Your number was ridiculous.
I would lose the prices right on that.
I'll say, yeah. He said $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's right because I booked them.
Oh, okay.
I booked them twice.
Not bad for like 10 minutes of work.
DJ'd at Sins.
Oh yeah.
And he no-showed.
Do you think if Tony like really was hard pressed, he would have booked Jordan to just show up like in the crowd?
Jordan doesn't take bookings.
No, he doesn't. He's the man.
No, he doesn't take.
Did you watch that Jordan documentary?
I didn't because you know why?
You don't like Jordan?
No. I love him so much.
Yeah.
I don't want there to ever be a negative thought in my mind about Michael Jordan.
Oh no, it's the best.
He's a dick. I know.
Yes, but in the best way possible.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's like it's amazing. My wife hates Michael Jordan.
Why?
She's a big Knicks fan.
Dude, you know what? I ordered a Robin jersey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
I got a nice Robin jersey.
Anyway, when we watched the documentary, she came over to the Jordan side and was like, you know what? This is the fucking best.
Yeah, to me, the 97, 98 Bulls, 96, 97, 98 Bulls were the greatest basketball team ever assembled. Just because of St. John's grad Bill Winnington.
Ooh, Bill Winnington.
That starting lineup: Derek Harper, okay, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley,
banging.
Then on the bench, the Croatian sensation, the Pink Panther himself, Tony Kukoc.
I think Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr,
man. Nobody talks about how great Steve Kerr is.
I think now they do. I think now people realize how good he was. Fantastic. Main show. Let's start this off, boys and girls.
All right. Better Than You, Baby.
Open the show.
MJF and Adam Cole defeated John Silver and Alex Reynolds with Evil Uno to retain the ROH Tag Team titles. All right. So they did the MJF injury angle halfway through. He did the comeback later. Joe comes out.
Hold on. Let me go into this.
Yeah, please.
A lot of people are like, why did this match happen?
Please.
Right? Why is John Silver and Alex Reynolds in this match?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know this for a fact, but they're all Long Island boys.
Yeah.
Alex Reynolds helped train MJF. John Silver and him wrestled all the time in NYWC.
Mm-hmm.
I think the match that I called, right, years ago for NLW in Deer Park, MJF was on it, John Silver was on it, and I think Alex Reynolds was on it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes sense. Listen, I'm the world champ.
Yeah.
I want to take care of my boys a little bit.
Absolutely.
No problem with that whatsoever. I don't care if you hated the match, if you thought it was pointless. I generally appreciate when people do that for people.
MJF wasn't in NYWC, right?
Yeah, he was.
He was?
Yeah.
We used to go to those shows all the time in college because one of my buddies knew one of the refs. So we would get like comp sometimes, and we would go there like every so often. My favorite guy I remember was a dude called the Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
In NYWC.
Yeah.
Who was the Grim Reaper in NYWC?
He was just a dude. You know, he was like an indie guy. That was like a straight indie. You know, but they tried. Like they had Mikey Whipwreck was in charge. Like they had like gimmicks and all that. It was fun. I think Livewire came from there, right?
Livewire came from NYWC. I think so.
And Trent too, right?
Trent Acid?
No, Trent Beretta.
Trent Beretta?
And Matt Cardona, I want to say.
I think they all touched that Long Island territory. I think they all ran on the same license, the same building license. I forgot. I don't want to say whose license.
In Deer Park, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Samoa Joe comes out, pushes MJF as he did in.
He went to Creator Pro. I'm sorry.
Creator Pro.
Okay. But he did wrestle in NYWC.
Okay. They win the match. MJF's on the ramp. Joe comes out, shoves MJF a la his in-ring entrance at NXT years ago. In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
MJF.
How great was that?
So good. So good. MJF runs into the ring. Adam Cole is trying to stop him. They get into a big brawl. Joe chokes him out immediately. And I personally felt like, they reenacted what happened with Jack Perry and CM Punk.
That's what a lot of people thought, but they were reenacting their thing. I thought that came out of nowhere. I had a feeling when MJF was kind of stalling and Joe's music hit, I was like, oh, okay. I love the pass off.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things in wrestling. It's such a tiny little thing, but
absolutely.
There was a great one. Royal Rumble 92. 91. 92.
91.
91. Hold on.
92.
SummerSlam 91. Royal Rumble 92.
Okay.
Where Flair is coming and DiBiase's leaving. DiBiase got eliminated, and they kind of did this like little small side-eye look at each other. Fantastic. This was so good. I love that cross-off.
It's the little things. I think this is a reward for Joe to be in the program with the world champ because Joe is so damn cool and a solid guy.
Yeah, man. It's fantastic. I thought it was great.
I think you need one more button open.
Right.
You got the chest hair blown. Great. Take a titty out.
You want me to? Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Okay, what else happened here? So this now, MJF, they do this brawl in the ring. MJF leaves. They do a pull apart. Obviously, this is the next program. And then Joe Russell, Shane Taylor.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like Shane Taylor was given. Listen, how bad could it be? He's on the pay-per-view of a really big pay-per-view, but
Fun match.
I mean, I would have loved to see more. Like, hey, this is the match we're getting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Fun match.
Tell me who he is. You know.
Right. You know what I have an issue with AEW? It's a small gripe, but I wish they utilized a replay more often than they do.
Yeah.
They don't replay the stuff that you want to see again. You know? It's very few and far between.
Yeah. Luchasaurus with Christian Cage defeated Darby Allin with Nick Wayne to retain the TNT title. After the match, Cage threw Nick Wayne in the ring to watch Darby get concertoed. The entire babyface locker room. Is that how you spell concerto?
No.
That is not.
Probably not, but that's what I
wanna
came up
see.
with.
He did it phonetically. He was like, con.
Okay. It's CON
Mm-hmm.
chair TO.
Okay.
Okay. Let's spell it out like he wrote it. Con chair toad.
Yeah.
TOED.
I wish he spelled it TO80.
TOED.
Like toad.
Is that the voice that he makes? Is that a good toad?
I can't do a toad, but that's very close. Like my toad, I feel like I think I'll blow out your microphone. Oh, it's back in the throat.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, do it again. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. Yeah. The entire babyface locker room came out to prevent it.
Yeah. So
Babyfaces do have friends in wrestling.
Babyfaces do have friends in wrestling in AEW.
Mhm.
Next was my favorite match of the night. Okay, I don't
Miro.
care. I don't care. Kenny Omega 18-star match. I don't care. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. This was hot. By the way, the crowd was awesome. I got big ups to Chicago.
Yeah, big ups to Chicago.
Big ups to the United Center. They were
Big ups.
great. The whole night, they were great. They wanted this to work.
And it worked.
They wanted this pay-per-view to be good. I think they all decided. They all had a meeting before the show. And they're like, listen, guys. Listen. This AEW stuff is getting wacky. We got to help them.
Yeah.
And they made the show even better than it was. Miro, Powerhouse Hobbs. What a big boy match.
Big boy match. And the whole crowd was so into it. Just
slapping meat.
And they're chanting meat the whole time. And I was very entertained, wildly entertained. And I'm looking at this thing going, yo, would the crowd have done this during like a Hercules versus Warlord match? Where it's like, arguably, that's like the origins of meat.
You know what? You don't get to see this that often.
Yeah.
I think the big man match has become like an attraction people want to see. You don't have these size dudes as much. Everybody was like this.
Yeah, everybody was like this at one point, right? Like, everybody was so effing big. I saw a clip of Sting and Muda versus the Steiners.
They're huge, everybody.
And everybody is gigantic.
Yeah. And those weren't even big guys. I mean, Rick was always big, but like Muda and like, actually, Scott was, they were all normal size for the time.
This was the transition of Scott to becoming like
a lunatic,
Big Daddy, whatever.
There's a great WCW clip I saw where he has a tag match. It wasn't Rick, his tag partner. And he cuts a freaking heel promo, like a crazy Scott Steiner promo in like 93. This was right before they left. Fascinating.
Big dude match. Like, you almost want to see like a Miro versus. They should have a big boy belt and call it that.
So Jess invited everybody over at way too early.
Everybody's coming in. I could hear it. Is this an intervention?
Yeah. Everybody. So last night, I'm going to talk about it.
They're going to tell us not to podcast anymore.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you guys.
Okay.
So yesterday, she got blasted.
I like that you're whispering into the microphone.
All right. So because they could all hear me. And she was like loaded. She's like, oh, we'll have people over. It's Aaron's birthday. It's Deacon's birthday. We'll have people over. I broke kayfabe. Fuck. And she's like, what time? I'm like 1.
Yeah.
She told everybody 11.
Yeah. She forgot the other one.
She forgot the other one.
She added the extra one. Yeah. Who's coming? You don't even know.
Well, no, a couple people from Jess's friend from the school, like the kids' school.
Is Coke Monsieur coming?
Coke Monsieur is here.
Yeah.
And then our DA friend.
Okay. Yeah. Or the Madman's lawyer.
The Madman's attorney. and then my real attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's get back to it.
All right.
I thought this mirror match was fantastic. Loved it.
One thing to add on this, real quick. One thing. Well, you guys talked about the old school big men. They would never work like this, though. They were working a style that was so unique, and it was so fun.
This was great.
If you next time Tony Khan talks to you, please make the suggestion.
Okay, what do you want me to tell him?
I think you guys need a big boy belt and call it the big boy belt.
Oh, you want me to write it? I'll send this to him right now.
Miro, Hobbs,
Hold on.
or the meat belt. Miro, Hobbs,
send us to Tony
Brian
right
Cage, Big Cass.
What do you want me to word this as?
Here's just. Oh, you want the actual like dictation?
I'm gonna write this to him right now.
Hey,
it's
Tony.
11:28. I'm sure he wants to see this.
Hey Tony, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
If you got a minute, I have a suggestion that I think will make the show that much more fun. It's called the Big Boy Belt.
The Big Boy Belt.
Put it in
quotes. Okay.
In quotes.
Do all caps, right?
All caps.
Okay, hold on.
Big Boy Belt.
Okay. I gotta read it. The Big Boy Belt.
As a fan and life.
As a fan
and wrestling broadcaster. I do believe that a Big Boy Belt being defended once every 2 weeks would be tremendous fun, especially with your big boys like Big Cass. I mean, Big Bill. Brian Cage?
Brian Cage.
Uh-huh. What's his name? Lance Archer.
How about Satnam?
Satnam Singh. Who else could we put in there? Hobbs, for sure.
Hobbs, okay.
And Miro. Make it happen. Hugs and kisses. XOXOXOXOXOXOXOXO.
Hugs and kisses with Z's.
Yes. Andrew Zarian.
XOXOXO Andrew Zarian. And sent.
Next paragraph.
Oh.
You can catch me every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
At 6:30 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
6
on the Wrestling Observer Live.
Wrestling Observer Live. Anything I should like personal note?
By the way, this is Andrew Zarian.
This is Andrew Zarian. All right. He's definitely going to think I've lost my mind, but okay.
Long, elaborate notes.
I'm going to write a book called My Letters to Tony.
I would love that.
Oh, just my random wrestling ramblings at 11:30 in the morning.
Wouldn't you after half of a screwdriver? I'm sorry. I made ours too strong. I think we're going to fall asleep.
Oh, it's happening. Do you remember the Ambien show that I did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was
the best.
We all took Ambien and we just stayed up.
So much fun. I think
the internet was crazy in the 2010s.
It was nuts back then.
And then someone got elected and ruined all the fun for us.
Yeah, I wonder who could be. Oh, we got the best gonzos.
Sierra Hotel India.
People always ask me, "What's your favorite faction?" And I tell them, it's not the Bloodline. No, I don't care for it. It's not the Bullet Club. Don't you sweet me. It's Sierra Hotel. Believe me, I know a lot about the hotels. India. Great food. Echo Larry David.
No, you know what? This has become one of my joys when I get those voice notes from you because it's so absurd. More and more, it gets more and more absurd.
I was driving Vicky nuts. She, for some reason, she loves that impression. Not a fan of the guy, but loves the impression.
It's fantastic.
And then I was working out the Casey Kasem with her, but I was making her giggle. She was trying to get ready the other day, and I was like, up next, it's Madman's own Mr. Gonzo with his rendition of Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh, that'd be great. He'd be stammering the whole freaking time.
We're going to have to make you sing.
We can't. No. We can do the AI tool. I have that AI app that can turn our voice into anything.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Moving on.
Yeah. Do you know I did that to the kids? I did they were being terrible for like a week. And I did a voicemail from Joe Biden telling them that they're so disappointed. It's your president. I'm so disappointed in your behavior.
Did they believe it?
They were terrified.
So sad.
They were terrified.
Oh my God. That's great. All right.
Miro, Hobbs, 10 out of 10. Loved it.
10 out of 10.
CJ Perry comes out, and it says flexible wife or whatever it said, right?
On the right on the screen.
Yeah. Flexible hot wife.
Why not?
So he comes down. She comes down. I think it would have been so much more effective if she didn't do her WWE pose before. So Miro's getting killed in the ring by Hobbs, choked out. It's the end of the match is over. CJ comes out, and she does like the Queen's wave, and then decides to book it to the ring.
Yeah.
Runs to the ring, grabs a chair, hits Hobbs. Hobbs no-sells it. Miro gets up, nails him. And CJ's in the ring like, hey, I'm here. And Miro wants nothing to do with it. And he's like, ew, cooties, and runs off.
They're going to cuck the angle. They're going to do the cuck angle again.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
That was fun, though.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander defeated Ruby Soho with Saraya for the TBS title. Great. To defend the TBS title, Toni Storm came from under the ring to distract Ruby. This was an okay match. I do feel like
tell you how much I love this Toni character. She's doing
she's doing kind of the Enchante gimmick.
Harlot.
Yeah, she's doing the Enchante gimmick.
I love it. I love it. Up next, surprise match of the night. I don't want to say match of the night, but very surprised that it happened, and I love the whole setup for it, where it's like, it says Dragon on the contract, but it's not me, and then
it says McMahon, but it's not Vince. Surprise match, right? For sure, because it was reported that he wasn't ready till mid-October to come back. This was the Punk match. I don't think we would have gotten this match.
I know.
Danielson this is what I mean. He is my favorite wrestler.
He healed up from that busted ass arm super quick.
He got that John Cena serum.
The John Cena serum?
The John Cena
The
serum.
Michael Cera serum?
Yeah. They had one of the most violent strap matches I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen a strap match better than this.
So good.
They beat the shit out of each other. Dude, listen, man. I say it all the time. If I could have my type of wrestling, it'd be Brian Danielson matches for like 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I could watch those matches all day long. I get it. I get that's like my preference. Yep. But this was the best strap match I've seen. One of the best matches on the card. This really made Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of doubt if he could, hang with these guys. And there's no doubt here.
He can hang with them.
You know what he needs to stop? This thing.
I don't mind that thing. I like that thing.
I hate it. I don't know. It's like awkward. The Garcia thing is okay. It's like a little shimmy.
What, the dance?
The dance is fine. I'm okay with the dance, but you got to stop this. What is this? What are you doing?
I think he's a Creole gentleman.
He's a sexy boy.
Yeah. I love this match and also the promo leading up to it where he was like, the last strap match I was in, it was against my best friend and we beat the shit out of each other.
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, it was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. Great match. Also, the blood works on Danielson because of those piercing blue eyes. And
well, his blood doesn't run. It actually
congeals.
It congeals. He has a lot of hemoglobes in there. And it just dried up on his face like perfectly, and it looked like it was like literally a half face paint.
Yeah, it was very cool. Very cool match.
The braids work too. I couldn't believe the match that we got.
Yeah.
Because, his arm is still busted. It's not great. It's not 100%. This guy did everything more than ever. listen, man, if there was a Punk replacement, so the story is that he will be featured all on Dynamite on Collision.
Great.
It gives him more time with his kids and the family at home. He wrestles on Saturday and then a Sunday if there's a pay-per-view. Great. Does that mean he won't be on Dynamite? No, that doesn't mean he won't ever be on Dynamite, but he will be primarily, he's taking that Punk position on that show. Great.
Here's another interesting thing about the Punk stuff.
Yeah.
We never got what we wanted in WWE, right?
Him and Danielson. And we did not get it in AEW.
Isn't that bizarre?
Dude, sometimes people are just never meant. I think that's... I'm not a religious guy.
Yeah.
I found religion last month, I'll tell you that, with my kid sick.
Yeah.
But I'm more energy, spiritual,
vibes.
I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There is something preventing certain matches from happening. Hogan Austin, Goldberg Austin, these I mean, this is one. I mean, we got it in WWE. We got Danielson and Punk a couple times, but it wasn't the match you wanted.
Right.
It wasn't done in a prime focus way, and we still did not get. We didn't get Punk and Omega. We were supposed to get Punk and Tanahashi.
Yeah,
didn't happen. We did get Kojima and Punk, which is such a bizarro, tape trader thing to want to see, which I loved. Kudos to Starks. Bryan Danielson always delivers.
Yeah,
this guy has been doing this forever. But it was great to see Ricky in this position, and I think this elevated Ricky more than that Punk match would have elevated Ricky. So kudos to both of them. Fantastic match. After this, we got Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta defeating Eddie Kingston and Shibata.
Great.
I thought this was a great match. I thought, what ended up happening a little bit here is that Danielson match was, look at how this worked out. We got that tag match in the beginning of the show, right? Okay, it was cool, and then it just got hot.
Yeah,
they were really behind MJF and Adam Cole. Okay, we got that Samoa Joe Shane Taylor match. I think that match would have been a little bit of a dud.
Yeah,
because of the build that we had, but because of that MJF interaction,
you were hot for it.
You were hot for it. You wanted to see what happened. That Darby Allin Luchasaurus match was fantastic.
Yep.
Then you went into that Miro match that got everybody up. Then you had a little bit of a cool me down with the Chris Statlander. She lost something, Statlander.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of hers. And I don't know if it was the time off. I don't know if it's the new look. She's wrestling fine. It's not that.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the boop when she was an alien.
Yeah,
Maybe it's my alien thing.
I think it's the alien thing.
You know who needs to show up? Joe Rogan. And like give her the powers of the aliens again. Maybe Dennis Rodman could have done that to her.
Oh,
I would have loved to see them like warp speed.
Do you think Rodman was kicking it to everybody backstage?
Dude, he's a charming guy.
I'm sure he is.
I had the best time with Rodman. I sat down with him. I watched this man in a strip club want nothing to do with any of the girls or drink. He was not drinking.
Wow.
All he wanted to do was talk about the NWO with me.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that was the best thing. And then you know what Lawrence Taylor wanted to talk about? Bam Bam fucking Bigelow.
Great.
Charles Oakley did not want to say a word.
He's
just hanging.
This tag match was a fun match.
Great match. Yeah. Loved it. Loved this match. It was a beat 'em up match. I thought that Claudio should have taken the pin by Eddie.
Yes.
Because you build that story up a little bit. But Shibata looked like $1 million. You know what? What a story of that man's recovery.
That's a real comeback story.
Depending on which report you read, his head was detached.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not joking.
Insane, dude.
That was the report. He had a serious injury.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is out there looking the way he does and he's working the way he does is, listen, modern medicine is amazing. And sometimes you don't realize how great it is. After this, we got an unbelievable match. Takeshita, Kenny Omega. Kenny came out.
Loved it.
Kenny came out in his green DDT trunks.
Classic.
He's 2-0. Or was 2-0 with Takeshita. Takeshita was the better man. The story here was he's a better, younger, fresher Kenny Omega.
But still needed to somehow cheat to win. Or try to cheat to win.
Still try to cheat, but man, those V-triggers.
Great.
So good. So good. And you know what? This was a perfect Kenny Omega match. This is a great pay-per-view match for him. I hope this continues.
Yep.
And I hope to see these guys in the top positioning here.
Absolutely. They have I think honestly with the CM Punk stuff and him gone, they have more room at the top to do some more fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. I thought this was great.
Mm.
We got Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns defeating FTR and the Bucks.
Great.
I thought this was great.
Fun match.
You know, Juice is my favorite guy on Collision.
He's on some next level like wacky shit.
Very next level wacky shit. And you know, you would think that this group between him and Jay wouldn't work because Jay's so serious.
Yeah, but it works.
But the whole combination works with the Guns. It's great to see the Guns in that position. It's fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Loved the match.
Well, I think that's
love the match. See, it's happening.
Love the match. That's gonna be us the rest of the afternoon. I do think the Bullet Club dynamic has always been serious guy up front, wacky guys in the back.
Always, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like, look at the history of the faction. Serious guy up front, wacky guys in the back, and it works big time. Sometimes you have a couple, like, Hangman was very serious in Bullet Club.
I think it's unbelievable how every key person in the Bullet Club really is, like, a top player in the business in some capacity. Across every territory.
It's true.
I mean, like, in Japan, in WWE, in AEW, in
at one point in Impact,
in Impact, still, in Impact, every territory has some sort of top guy in the Bullet Club, in a key position. Balor,
Cody,
Omega, AJ, everything happening in AEW. Interesting, right?
Basically all of AEW.
that faction, I'm telling you, I honestly think, the big story here is going to be, in like, not today, but like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, the way we talk about the NWO.
Yeah.
The Bullet Club most likely was the NWO was ridiculous for the time.
Right.
But if you're talking about who made the most stars, it would have to be the Bullet Club.
Right, that's the big difference.
That faction made the stars. Yeah, the Bullet Club didn't. NWO was established. They made stars here. How many world champions are in there?
In the history of the Bullet Club,
I'm not talking like Jeff Jarrett joining Bullet Club, right? Which is hysterical.
The one-offs,
Kenny Omega, world champion. Cody, he's a world champion level guy. He will be. AJ Styles.
Yep.
Finn Balor.
The Bucks.
Jay White. It goes on and on. I think it's unbelievable.
Kenta.
Yeah.
Kenta, I feel like was the NWO edition.
I had a booking idea, and this is how I wanted to see Rodman come out. I wanted them to do that 97 NWO entrance with the limo pulling up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the Bullet Club coming out of it, and here comes Rodman, and they do that intro. I wanted to see that so badly.
It would have been cool.
I don't think anybody thought of it quick enough.
It would have been cool if, like, Jay White showed up with a T-shirt for Rodman.
Like a Bullet Club T-shirt?
Yeah.
I honestly thought if you were going to do it the right way, that's the way you should have done it.
Oh, he's a wham.
Has anybody else been in NWO and Bullet Club other than Jeff Jarrett? Was Meng?
Yeah.
Was he in NWO?
I think so. I think Haku was in NWO at some point, right?
I don't know.
Mr. Gonzo?
I don't think so.
That's a good question.
Because there was a couple of extra guys in Bullet Club who were like old timers, but they're like the one-offs or like the two-offs.
I want to see Hogan coming into the NWO, the Bullet Club thing.
Hey, too sweet.
Brother.
Too sweet, me brother.
Cody was NWA champ, yeah.
He would still make everybody look tiny.
Yeah. All right. Main event. Jon Moxley murdered
a teenager.
Jon Moxley defeated Orange Cassidy to win the AEW International title. This was a freaking bloodbath.
Oh, it was awesome.
Not by Moxley. It was Orange Cassidy that was bleeding.
Yeah.
I love this match. And you know what? How did I feel about Orange Cassidy when AEW started?
Oh, couldn't stand the guy.
Right? Yeah. I got the gimmick, and I was like, there's no longevity here. How much longer is he going to do this? I knew he's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
Man, this version of him, love it. Love it.
I think we're going to...
more serious than silly.
Yeah. Have they ever done something where he gets like real nuts? Like, you know how Jushin Liger became Kishin Liger?
What does he become?
Blood Orange Cassidy. Where he's like a serious lunatic.
Oh, I love that.
You know? It looked like my worst fear as a teenager come to life. I'm on the basketball courts, and you see the older men playing, and then they challenge you to a game.
Someone elbows you,
and you're like 15 or 14, and then you're like, I don't know, And that's what it felt like to me, like a man was beating up on a kid.
Meng was not in the NWO.
Okay,
yeah, all right. Moxley defeated him, wins the AEW International title. It's great that this title's so elevated at this point.
Best run in the company's history,
great
right?
Run for the title. Now Jon Moxley holding that belt is great. I thought it was top to bottom one of the best AEW pay-per-views they've done. I said this yesterday before the show started. They really need an effing home run here.
Yes, yeah,
to take all the stink off, and the show did it. And if this is your moment of resetting everything, God damn it, you got to do it.
Yeah,
this is the moment.
This is the moment. Great show. I think it. I had very low expectations for it, and I think it surpassed them. I think also Moxley with that belt is going to be very interesting because I feel like he could defend it anywhere because he still does indie shows. He will probably do Bloodsport again. I can see him in Japan again for like a quick run. So why not bring that belt with you? Defend it against actual people who are in promotions across the world. Go to Rev Pro.
Do something, yeah.
Defend that belt against Will Ospreay.
Yeah. Some media scrum news, and then we're going to do our Q&A here. I don't think we're getting to Payback today. Adam Cole says that it's been the most fun he's worked in 15 years of working with MJF. Great. Christian Cage did my entire interview in character. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Whose interview?
Yeah.
Your interview?
Squeeze me.
He went out there and pretended to be you?
That guy's done, man.
Yeah, he's
wow.
Done. It's okay.
That guy's fried.
What are you doing today on Labor Day?
He's already fucked up.
Are you drunk?
You drunk right now?
No.
You sure?
I'm cooking.
48 on
sure about that?
He says that Tony Khan had recently signed him to a fat contract, said that he brings prestige to the title. Regarding the possibility of his friend Adam Copeland coming in, he says he has no friends besides Luchasaurus.
Great. So Edge is showing up.
Brian Danielson said that Ricky Starks carried him through most of the match, and even though he was cleared, a lot of it was smoke and mirrors.
And blood.
Tony Khan, regarding the business of All Out, Khan said that the preliminary numbers indicate 100-plus pay-per-view buys.
100,000.
100,000, yes.
100 people bought it.
Yeah. And the gate was north of 800,000. It's
Great.
a little low. I thought this would be $1 million gate, but that's okay. Khan said that Jack Perry is suspended indefinitely following the backstage incident. I don't know what that means. Khan thanked Punk for his contributions to AEW as a wrestler and would not comment when asked if there was a non-compete period following Punk's termination, noting that he was not a lawyer and would not interpret the language in a separation agreement. Khan said that All Out will likely be held at the Now Arena next year.
In Hoffman Estates.
Due to an event being held at the United Center.
Okay.
I like Hoffman
It's the
Estates.
Democrat.
Me too.
It's the Democrat National Convention, I think.
At the same time?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Chicago. That's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah, listen. I want to make that trip again. I was fondly looking at our memories from a couple of years ago.
Such a blast.
Great time. Even though Mr. Gonzo was there.
Yeah. Grand Slam World Title Eliminator Tournament begins this week on Dynamite. Get your questions ready, boys and girls. We're going to do our best to answer them. If you hit us with a super chat, we'll push it to the top of the list.
Yeah, guys, super chat is any amount you want.
All right, we'll do 10 minutes.
Yep, 10 minutes. MG, can you do the questions?
Oh, if you'd like me to.
Oh boy, this is all right. Never mind. I'll just do them.
Wow. Okay.
Never mind. I'll do them. James asks, "Have you seen the Dark Side of the Ring parody about Brawl Out?"
No. Send it to me, James.
Not many questions here. What's up with this? Brian Knight, ask Mattman, if Punk is done with wrestling, what is his legacy?
Unfortunately, it's this.
I do feel like it's not 100% done. I don't think the coffin is closed just yet for the guy. I think he just wants something that he wants.
No, but what is if he goes to if he goes to WWE and he's totally fine there, that'll be his legacy.
Entrant number 30 in the Royal Rumble.
Great.
CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, WrestleMania.
Oh, what a great match! What a great match, and everything goes well,
Punk
and
wins.
that is his legacy, and he's fine. But if this is it for him,
at least he went out wrestling Samoa Joe.
At least he went out wrestling Samoa Joe
in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah, in front of 90,000 people. Fantastic.
Which is pretty cool when you think about it. You know, you just have to like separate yourself.
Yeah.
Also the Punk stuff gives me like anxiety. You know, let's see. This is from MCASP.
How would the Seinfeld gang react to CM Punk? Jerry, he's fired. Tony finally did it. He's fired. What do you mean fired? Who? CM Punk's fired. CM Punk. He's a punk. I'm afraid of him.
Well, in that situation, Punk would get fired because of something that
Kramer did.
The crew did. Right.
Yeah. Kramer, and he's enraged.
Mm-hmm.
He's enraged.
And then it gets misconstrued.
I got it. Okay. They run into him. They're in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk's like, he can't get in touch with Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and he says something. He's like, next time I see him, I'm going to choke him. And Kramer bumps into Tony. And he's like, yeah, I saw Punk. He said that. He was very upset, but he's going to choke you. So they fire him. He gets a restraining order, and they fire him.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a restraining order against CM Punk. They fire him, and the crew is in trouble. And he calls Jerry looking for Kramer. Kramer is nowhere to be found. George gets intimidated. He sees George in an alley and like roughs him up a little bit. He goes, "You tell Kramer I'm coming for him, and your friend Jerry too." So he runs to CM Punk, he got fired. That's my story. That's how I do it.
I'm gonna go. Tony Khan's cell phone is in his suit jacket pocket.
Okay.
He leaves his suit jacket on the back of the chair in Gorilla.
Kramer picks it
up because he thinks it's his.
He answers the call.
Says,
"So good.
What do you mean I'm a punk? Who's a punk? You're a punk. Fuck you." And then or whatever. And then Punk is like, "I can't believe Tony just said that to me."
Yeah.
And then that's the catalyst for the rest of it. George is trying to get into the girls' locker room.
Oh yeah.
Elaine is kicking it to Brian Cage.
Oh yeah. So good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Thanks guys. Thanks for that one. Joe versus MJF at Grand Slam, would love it.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. 100%.
Let's see. If CM Punk is done with we answered this one, sorry.
Yeah.
With the additions of this is from Kyle. With the additions of the extra pay-per-views to AEW's schedule, possibly name the next AEW pay-per-view, funny or serious.
Non-compete.
Ooh, I like that. Well, Full Gear that name came from being the Elite, right? I think they would have to razz Punk a little bit, and it would have to be something like backstage brawl or some shit like that.
Yeah. Brawl out.
Yeah. Let's see. This is from Say Agunubi. I hope I said that right. Do you see Adam Copeland coming to AEW?
I mean, it's possible. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
But possible.
Backup question from the same guy. Will Eddie Kingston ever win a title in AEW?
I hope so.
Yeah,
the international title would be a great title for him, and maybe that's how you put a title on him. Him and Moxley, right?
Yeah. This is from Hogan, the actual Hogan.
Hulk?
Yeah.
Heroes?
If you were building a wrestling promotion based solely on your personal tastes as opposed to business, which 5 wrestlers would make up the core of your promotion?
I mean, it's Kenny Omega, John Moxley,
Okada, Roman Reigns,
Danielson, and no, based on my style,
yeah,
and Zack Sabre Jr.
Ooh, okay, interesting. Definitely Kenny, Mox, Okada, Danielson, and I do think I want to throw Jay White in there. Because you need a younger guy, right? Maybe a couple of younger guys.
Yeah.
Maybe a Phoenix. Or a Penta.
What about Cody Rhodes or something like that?
No, I like Cody's style.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? I got it.
Uh-huh.
Randy Orton. Put him in there too.
Yeah.
Love his slow ass style.
Who does Bryan Danielson wrestle at Wrestle Dream? Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, or Zack Sabre Jr.?
I don't know. But I'd love to see all of those. Not Okada. I don't want to see Okada. Omega, yes. Ospreay, yes. Zack Sabre Jr., yes.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
This is from MTM. Who is WBD's second
MJF.
favorite wrestler after Punk?
MJF.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even have to wait for that question to end.
Okay.
MJF.
NYC Demon even said, mine, Roman Reigns at the end.
Yeah.
She would build a company.
Do you know what she built? She built like a human pillow out of him. Did you know that? Sleeps right next to her.
Special order pillow.
She dyed spaghetti. Like the octopus spaghetti, the black spaghetti.
Yeah.
Put it on the pillow and then drew the face with a marker.
She tells him it's a promotion, but then when he walks into the room, it's actually the back of a moving truck, and she drives away with Roman Reigns.
She's slowly going into madness. She constantly hears "believe that" from the pillows, and that's why she's like, "Pillow, are you talking to me?" And then slowly starts dressing up the pillow like Roman.
I almost put her comment about CJ Perry up on the screen.
What did she write? Put it up. I don't care.
Put it
That's
up.
Issa's words, not mine.
Put it up, bud.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, what are you doing, MG?
Let her be dirty. Said hot and flexible. She stole my OnlyFans bio.
Hot and flexible.
What is your OnlyFans, Issa?
What
is the title?
Yeah, Issa, what's your OnlyFans?
Plug your OnlyFans.
Drop the link in the chat.
This would be the first OnlyFans plug on the show.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, besides ours. It's just us throwing toasters at each other while we wade in kiddie pools.
Yeah, that's it. It's like those Japanese obstacle games.
Who's gonna drop first?
She said she bought it at the Superstore.
The Roman Reigns pillow.
I wish Issa the best of luck trying to make it with Roman Reigns. I want to see that happen. Yeah. I want to see it happen.
Yeah, me too.
I know he's got a family and everything.
I don't care. I want to see it happen.
But I want to see it happen. I don't want to see it happen, but I want it to happen. It would be nice if Issa got her dream.
I think a lot of people want to see it happen.
Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, Derek Jeter shows up. I imagine Issa
Is she a Derek Jeter fan?
I imagine Issa being a giant Derek Jeter fan for some reason.
Aaron Judge.
Loves
Aaron Judge.
Who should Ospreay face at Bound for Glory?
Is he? I didn't even. I honestly, I'm so behind. Is he wrestling at Bound for Glory?
Didn't even realize that.
I think he is. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm so dude. No disrespect to Impact because I think they're one of the best wrestling products out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just have had zero time. I'm so behind. I'm like a month behind on Impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is from Chaz Shaw. A while back, I asked if there was any way they extend the MJF Cole friendship, and you said not a chance. How surprised are you that they're the ROH tag champions now? Not very.
A while back, I asked if there was any way they extended MJF Cole friendship, and you said not a chance. Yeah, I was wrong. And that's listen, I like being wrong in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I like not seeing it happen. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't love it. I understand everybody else loves it. The MJF Cole story. Mm-hmm. I don't love it.
It's a little cringe.
I don't know. The best friend stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's best friends. Everybody's best friends. I think it would have made so much more sense if they had built an existing relationship over time.
I think
they didn't have time to do that, obviously, because they need to get through the program. But I'm fine with being wrong in this if people like it, and apparently everybody loves it. People are really behind it. I don't love it.
I agree with you, and not to sound like old man wrestling, but I don't have a problem with it. I enjoy it. I think a lot of it's fun, but I also see it from my perspective. I also see it as two young dudes just doing like a Hangover impression,
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Cool.
Which is fine.
It's over, and that's what matters. And in my opinion on it, doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. If I don't like it, it doesn't matter. If it's working, that's what matters. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm right and you're wrong for liking it. It's just, doesn't do it for me.
Hogan says, if WWE starts putting out body pillows, then we know that somebody from the merchandising department is watching the show.
Oh, I would get that body pillow. I would get the Hogan body pillow.
Cuddle up next to me, brother.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a 10-inch wanger. I have a 10-inch wanger.
Impact in Toronto was fantastic. They did a great show. They're doing some great stuff. Mm-hmm. I wish I had more time to be more on top of it. I know the Dudleys are having a reunion at Impact.
Yeah, they're doing that 1,000. Yeah, their 1,000th episode show, and it's packed. Yeah. They're bringing back all the old stars.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to bring Athena to the AEW roster, the main roster?
I love her. I saw her first match in WWE. It was I think it was a dark match in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And the crowd popped for her. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that they had more of a commitment with her. To present her on TV.
Shlomo Shilliam says, Zarin is fine being wrong. Okay, guys. I think you're okay being wrong.
Yeah, fine. I like being wrong.
Yeah. Question, are we getting French Tony Khan firing CM Punk? Maybe next week.
Oh, yeah, maybe next week.
We have to... I don't know if it'll be a phone call. From what I heard, it may be a pre-recorded statement.
Is it? Okay, maybe it could be a pre-recorded statement. They only gave that guy some more fucking muffins. He would have been thrilled.
I think so. And
maybe that's what enraged him. Like Popeye takes the fucking can of spinach.
Like the spinach?
The guy just goes crazy.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Is it spinach or spinach when he says it?
When he says
it, it's spinach, right?
Spinach.
And it's in the song too, right? I'm strong. Well, this is what I want to ask.
Okay.
I think the song goes, I'm strong to the finish because I eats me spinach.
Yeah. Puts a K at the end.
He puts a K at the end of finish, right? Okay.
It's like that Jersey thing. There's like a little bit of like a North Jersey thing where they put an R, like Jessica. Okay. Daner. I think that's the Popeye equivalent of it.
Mr. Gonzer. Let's see. Weird question.
Nothing's weird here.
No, this is share your thoughts. Give us your social security numbers. Weird question. Have you heard about how Tanya Mensah stock has progressed? I think has star written all over her.
I have not heard a thing.
Yeah.
She's the Olympic freestyle champion.
No, I haven't heard a thing.
NXT. I've heard she's doing well. That's all I've heard. I've heard she's progressing. I would expect her this next year to.
Listen, she's definitely. I mean, a total athlete. You look at her frame, you look at her body. I mean, you're like, this. How could she not be a big star? She's 30 years old. She is an Olympic star. Born 92.
You're not allowed to say, look at her body.
Why? Look at her. She looks fantastic. Look at her jacked up arms.
What happened to Layla Hirsch?
What happened to Layla?
All right. Is she on Dark?
I think that's a good question. I think she's been back. Maybe she got injured again. It's a good question.
Yeah.
This is from Sei. With Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega winning a New Japan title along with FTR, should AEW allow a New Japan superstar to win one of their titles? Yes, I've been saying this for years. Yeah. I think Tanahashi should hold that world title for like at least a month.
You want Tanahashi
or Okada? I would love to see Tanahashi versus MJF. Actually,
did we got it?
Yeah, we got it.
But for the title, for the title, but for the title to win the title, like Tanahashi wins the title.
I did not think that match was good.
It was okay. I want part 2 where Tanahashi wins the title.
It's also a styles clash between the two.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Let's see. Is it safe to say that AEW dominated the last 2 weeks of pro wrestling compared to the Fed?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Payback was an okay pay-per-view. It was fun to watch.
Side note, Layla is in Ring of Honor.
Layla's in Ring of Honor, okay.
That's another thing that we don't really like. It's on, but we don't really watch it.
Shorts are.
I've seen them. Can you make them shorter?
Can
you pull them up to your waist?
Oh my god!
Or is your schwanz gonna pop out of the side?
My schwanz will pop out to the side.
I think that's how you should exit the room, with your shorts pulled way up,
just with the schwanz
and
on
then
the side.
Just like a little bit of your nut hanging out.
This is a dirty ass show.
And then be like, "Hey guys, what's up? I was just in that room with Rich for 2 hours."
We got like a whole party happening outside.
I know.
Everybody, it's like, because I told you she fucked up on time. Issa, what are you doing? Are you coming over?
Issa's in Puerto Rico.
I got you a plane. Get on the first flight. Come on.
Yeah. Isn't it like a 2-hour plane trip?
No, it's like 4 hours. Love it.
She'll be there to tuck everybody in after.
It is on my top 10 favorite places to go.
We might do Puerto Rico for our 10th anniversary.
Are you really?
Maybe.
Wow, it's been 10 years already. Yeah. Next year.
This year.
Oh, it's like, at the end of the year.
December, yeah.
Wow, 10 years ago.
Might go to Puerto Rico.
Oh, you got married in 2013, yes.
Yeah, pretty nuts, right?
Yeah.
Best wedding I've ever been to.
Shave those. Best wedding. Dude, you know what, though? The past hors d'oeuvres at your wedding was the best I ever had. The food was fantastic. And it was at an amazing place. It was at the boathouse.
Central Park Boathouse.
Central Park Boathouse. It was unbelievable.
I can't believe we made that happen.
I can't believe you made that happen. That was an awesome, awesome wedding. And they had, listen, I'm going to get a little sappy. They had an amazing, not a priest, but
she was called a jester of the peace.
A jester. And what did she read?
She read
the day they.
No, Anna read that. She read.
Anna read that?
Yeah.
What?
It was the day the aliens came or something?
The day the aliens came,
the Neil Gaiman poem?
Yeah,
very
beautiful.
Nice. Yeah.
Loved it. I loved it. Because, like, my ears perked up. And then I turned into an Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Because it was an alien thing.
That was great. I think everybody got nice and wasted at her wedding, too.
Yeah. So good.
Let's see. What else we got here? Shave those sideburns, Arian.
Dude, shave those sideburns. Poor Don Mattingly.
Issa versus Andrew and Hell in a Cell in the backyard.
I have no problem. I'll hit her.
I know you would.
Yeah.
I feel like that's.
But you know what though? Dirty too. I'm not gonna do like a fair fight. I'm poke of the eye, rake of the back.
To be fair, Andrew has never expressed any violence towards women.
Only Issa.
But only Issa. For some reason, I'm not saying it's okay. But
I got to tell you,
there's good people on both sides.
There are certain people. Like I don't get to see Issa too often, right?
No, not
There's
at all.
certain people that you meet and like you hang out with, and like automatically you connect.
I just want to punch him.
And do you know why? Just want to punch him. And for her, she doesn't give a fuck.
No, she's great.
She doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a positive way. Like she doesn't give a fuck. She says what she wants to say. She does what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's living her best life. I appreciate that in people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to be able to look at you and have a very off-color joke that I don't say out loud, and you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
That's her. She gets it.
No, she gets it.
I give her the look. She gets it. We're laughing our asses off. Nobody knows what we were saying.
She gets it. I mentioned her nails to at Vicky's hairdresser the other day.
He says nails?
Yeah. Because her hairdresser was saying something about her nails. I was like, oh, we know this lady and,
You know this little lady in Puerto Rico.
This little lady in Puerto Rico.
Really wild nails.
I think we're done.
I think we're done?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm getting text messages here. Oh, shit. Issa sent me a photo.
Oh, let me see.
You were absolutely right.
Oh, my God. I told you. I felt it. I knew it. I called it. Issa. Yeah.
That is so good.
I know.
My text message, she sent me a happy Father's Day on June 18th. Mm-hmm. I wrote thank you. And then now she sent me a picture of her in front of Yankee Stadium, which is a fucking mausoleum at this point.
It is. Okay? It's a crypt.
It is a crypt. I don't feel comfortable. I'm too blue collar for... Mm-hmm. Don't look at me how I'm dressed now. Inside, I'm a blue collar dirtbag.
Yeah.
Marry me, Derek Jeter.
I knew it.
Beautiful sign.
I knew it. I knew that was the fantasy. It's Roman Reigns, and then all of a sudden Jeter shows up.
He morphs into Jeter and becomes the most boring human being on the planet.
I like Jeter on commentary. Actually, it's not terrible.
Who, Jeter?
Yeah, Jeter, because
the worst interview.
Jeter and A-Rod have been doing commentary lately, and like I'm not a Yankee fan, but I think their dynamic is funny, and they also have Big Papi also, so it's hysterical.
It is hysterical. Best commentary team in baseball? The Mets.
Oh, Hernandez is ridiculous.
Cohen, Hernandez, and come on, from Hawaii. Where is Bob?
Mm-hmm. I think he's inside.
Is Bob here? I think he is here.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Darling. There you go.
Ron Darling.
Greatest commentary team in local baseball. All right. Are we done?
We're done.
All right, we're done. Guys, thank you so much. Love you guys. Enjoy your day. Enjoy Labor Day if you're in the U.S.
Stay safe.
Use condoms.
Don't put fireworks in your butt.
Get tested. Don't put fireworks in your butt. Any other life advice you could give these people?
Use a condom and don't put fireworks in your butt unless you're into that.
Don't wear brown shoes.
Why not?
Don't wear brown shoes.
Yeah. White loafers today.
An old man on his deathbed said to me, this is a true story. Take care of your teeth. Take care of your credit. Never wear brown shoes. It'll make you look fucking poor.
Wow.
But camel's okay. Light brown is okay. Not dark brown. Okay?
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
I was like, all right. Never wore brown shoes again. That's it. See you later.